Welcome to RSET online lectures on the subject CS309 Graph Theory and Combinatorics for the semester 5, module 4 of the branch Computer Science and Engineering. Part 2 of this lecture. In part 2, we can define fundamental circuits and fundamental cut sets and the results related to fundamental circuits and fundamental cut set. First, we can define a fundamental cut set. If you are given a graph G, we can form a spanning tree of the graph G. Spanning tree means a subgraph of the given graph G which is connected and acyclic. A cut set S contains exactly one branch of a spanning tree T of a given connected graph G is called fundamental cut set with respect to T. A fundamental cut set is also called a basic cut set. That means if you are forming a subgraph of the given graph G, which is a spanning tree, then the edges of the spanning tree are called branches and the remaining edges in G, which are not in T, are called the chords of the graph G. In the fundamental cut set means it is a minimum set of edges whose removal from G will leave the graph connected. That cut set contains exactly one branch of the spanning tree and the remaining will be the chords of the graph G. Such a set is called fundamental cut set. Consider a spanning tree T in a given connected graph G. Let Ci be a chord with respect to T. Chord means the edges which is in G but not in the spanning tree. And let the fundamental circuit made by Ci is denoted as gamma I consisting of k branches B1, B2, etc. Bk in addition to the chord Ci. And such a set is called fundamental circuit with respect to T. That means a closed walk which contains exactly one chord of the spanning tree and the remaining k edges will be the branches of the spanning tree. Note that every spanning tree defines a fundamental circuit and every branch of any spanning tree has a fundamental cut set associated with it. And a fundamental cut set is denoted by Si. Let Si be a fundamental cut set associated with Bi consisting of Q chords, that is Si is equal to Bi, C1, C2, etc. Cq. These are the edges of the given graph G where Bi is an edge of the spanning tree. That means the fundamental cut set contains exactly one branch and the remaining edges will be chord of the graph G. A theorem related to fundamental circuit. The statement of the theorem is, with respect to a given spanning tree T, a chord Ci that determines a fundamental circuit gamma I occurs in every fundamental cut set associated with the branches in gamma I and in no other. This theorem we can illustrate with an example. Suppose you are given a graph G which is connected and we can form a spanning tree from the given graph by forming an acyclic graph. It is a subgraph of the given graph which is acyclic and connected. Consider the spanning tree with the edges denoted as B1, B2, B3, B4 and B5. And these edges are called the branches of the spanning tree. And the remaining edges in the graph G which are not in the spanning tree are known as the chords, and the chords are C1, C2, C3 and C4. Now consider a fundamental circuit made by the chord C4. Circuit means a closed walk. That closed walk is denoted as gamma 4. The fundamental circuit generated by C4 is defined as C4 and the remaining edges should be the branches of the spanning tree. exactly one code, that is C4, B3, B4 and B5. Now, in the set, you have exactly one code and the remaining are branches of the spanning tree. Now we consider the fundamental cut set determined by the three branches in the set gamma 4, that is B3, B4 and B5. They are the fundamental cut set generated by B3 is denoted as S3, which contain exactly B3, the branch B3 and remaining two codes C2 and C4. The fundamental cut set generated by B4 is given by S4, B4, C3, C4, and the fundamental cut set generated by B5 is S5, that is B5, C3 and C4. In all the sets, we can see that C4 occurs in each of the fundamental cut set. That is, code C4 occurs in each of these three fundamental cut set, and there is no other fundamental cut set that contain C4. That is the explanation of the theorem. Similar property can also be defined with a fundamental cut set also. The theorem is, with respect to a given spanning tree T, a branch Bi that determines a fundamental cut set S is contained in every fundamental circuit associated with the code in S and in no other. We can illustrate with the same example previously explained. Consider the branch B3 of the spanning tree. The spanning tree is formed by the branches B1, B2, B3, B4 and B5. The fundamental cut set determined by B3 is given by the set B3 and the remaining two codes C2 and C4. And using this C2 and C4, we form two fundamental circuits. The two fundamental circuits determined by the codes C2 and C4 are denoted as gamma 2, that is equal to C2, B2, B3, and gamma 4 is equal to C4, B3, B4, B5. And we can see that in these two sets, the B3 is common in two. That is, the branch B3 is contained in both these fundamental circuits, and none of the remaining three fundamental circuits contain the branch B3. Hence the theorem. A theorem related to a cut vertex. If G is a connected graph, then a vertex V is said to be a cut vertex if and only if there exist two vertices u, w belongs to the vertex set V minus singleton set V says that every uw path in G passes through the vertex V. You are given a graph with vertex set V and edge set E. And V is a cut vertex. V is a cut vertex means if you are removing V from the graph, then the graph will be disconnected. And the theorem states that if V is a cut set, if and only if there exists vertices U and W in the remaining vertices V minus V such that every UW path in G passes through V. We can see the proof. You are given a graph G and let this graph G be a connected graph and let V be the cut vertex of G. Then G minus V will disconnect the graph. If you are removing the vertex V and all the edges incident to that V, then the given graph will be disconnected, and let G1, G2, etc. Gk be the components of G minus singleton set V. Now we partition the vertex set into two such that the vertex set U contains the vertices of the component G1 and W contains all the vertices of the remaining components G2, G3, etc. Gk. We are selecting two vertices U and W like this. Take U as an element of the vertex set U. that is the set of vertices in the component G1, and W belongs to capital W. That means a vertex from the remaining components G2, G3, etc. Gk. W belongs to capital W means W must be a vertex set of at least one component from G2, G3, etc. Gk. If there is a UW path P in G not passing through V, then P connects U and W in G minus V also. That means G1 union Gi is a single component of G minus singleton set V for I not equal to 1. Contradicting to our assumption that V is a cut vertex. Therefore, every UW path in G must passes through V. Conversely, let there be vertices U, W belongs to V minus singleton set V such that every UW path in G passes through V. Then there is no UW path in G minus V. Therefore, U and W belong to different components of G minus V. Thus, G minus V is disconnected and V is a cut vertex of G. Hence the theorem. Next, definition of vertex connectivity. Vertex connectivity of a connected graph G is defined as the minimum number of vertices whose removal from G leave the remaining graph disconnected. That is denoted by K of G. That means K of G is the number of vertices whose removal from G will disconnect the graph. Definition of a separable graph. A connected graph is said to be separable if its vertex connectivity is 1. That means if you are removing one vertex from the graph will be disconnected into more than two components. And definition of cut vertex. In a separable graph, a vertex whose removal disconnect the graph is called a cut vertex or a cut node or an articulation point. See the example. In this example, if you are removing the vertex V and all the edges incident to V, you will get two components for the graph C1 and C2. That means if you are removing V means you are removing the 7 edges incident to V. Note that removal of a vertex implies removal of all the edges incident on that vertex. By removing V, the subgraph is disconnected into two components. The connectivity and separability. Each cut set of a connected graph G consists of certain number of edges. The number of edges in the smallest cut set, that is the cut set with fewest number of edges, is defined as the edge connectivity of G, which is denoted as gamma G. And we know the edge connectivity of a tree is 1. Since removal of any edge from the tree will disconnect the graph. The edge connectivity of the given graph in the figure is 2. If you are removing any two edges from the graph will be disconnected into 2. The theorem related to edge connectivity of the graph. Theorem 1, the statement is the edge connectivity of a graph G cannot exceed the degree of the vertex with the smallest degree in G. You can see the proof. Let Vi be the vertex with smallest degree in Gi. That is, degree of Vi is equal to n. And degree of Vi, the smallest degree vertex is denoted as delta G. The vertex Vi can be separated from G by removing the n edges incident on Vi. Hence the theorem. That means the edge connectivity of a graph cannot exceed the smallest degree vertex of the graph G. Theorem 2, theorem related to vertex connectivity of a connected graph G. The statement is the vertex connectivity of any graph G can never exceed the edge connectivity of G. Proof. Let alpha denote the edge connectivity of G. Therefore, there exists a cut set S in G with alpha edges. That means if you are removing alpha edges from G, the graph will be disconnected into two components. Let S partition the vertices of G into two subsets V1 and V2. By removing at most alpha vertices from V1 or V2 on which the edges in S are incident, we can effect the removal of S together with all other edges incident on these vertices from G. Hence the theorem. From the above two theorems, we got a relation connecting vertex connectivity, edge connectivity and smallest degree vertex of the graph G. You are given a connected graph G. In this, the minimum vertex degree is denoted as delta G, where A, C, H and F is having degree 3 and the remaining vertices is having degree 4. For the minimum vertex degree equal to 3. That to find the edge connectivity, if you are deleting two edges, that is the edge connecting B and D or B and G, we can delete the graph into two components. Therefore, lambda G, that is edge connectivity, is equal to 2. Now we can see the vertex connectivity. If we are deleting either D and G, that means two vertices, or if you are removing B and E, we can disconnect the graph. Therefore, the vertex connectivity of the graph is equal to 2, and these three numbers satisfying the relation K of G less than or equal to lambda G less than or equal to delta G. Next example. In this example, if you are removing this one vertex from the graph will be disconnected. For the vertex connectivity equal to 1 and the edge connectivity equal to 2. Since if you are removing either these two vertices or these two vertices, you can disconnect the graph into two components. Therefore, lambda G equal to 2 and the minimum vertex degree in this graph is equal to 3. These three numbers satisfying the relation vertex connectivity less than or equal to edge connectivity less than or equal to smallest degree of a vertex in G. Now theorem 3. Using this theorem, we can find the maximum vertex connectivity one can achieve from a graph G. The maximum vertex connectivity one can achieve with a graph G of n vertices and e edges where e is greater than n minus 1. That means the graph is a cyclic graph which is not a tree. That's given by the integral part of 2e divided by n. You can see the proof that delta G be the smallest degree of a vertex in G. And by first theorem of graph theory, sum of degrees of vertices equal to 2 into E. If we are replacing the smallest vertex degree for all the vertex degree of the graph, that is n vertices, you will get n into delta G. Since delta G is the smallest number, you will get the inequality n into delta G less than or equal to 2e. Therefore, the smallest vertex degree less than or equal to 2e by n. And using theorem 1 and 2, the vertex connectivity less than or equal to edge connectivity less than or equal to degree of smallest vertex, and degree of smallest vertex is less than or equal to 2e by n. Since vertex degree is an integer, we are taking the maximum vertex connectivity possible as the integral part of the number 2e by n. Hence the theorem. With this, we come to the end of part 2. Thank you.